On. We're all excited.
Oh, yeah.
Woohoo! All right, we did finish the conference yesterday, so that'll be on the floor this morning. But we're going to jump right into this now. 814, Senate Bill.
So Senate Bill 814 is the Resilient Maryland Revolving Loan Fund, the alterations. If you remember, this was a fund that was created last year and capitalized with $25 million in capital funds last year, and that money's still there. There's been some issues with accessing the money because the federal grant, it was initially designed to be a source of matching funds for federal grants that were coming in under the Storm Act. There's been some delays for the federal grants that are coming in. The Senate bill wasn't exactly what the sponsor requested, so they got the amendments worked out in the House. It's House Bill 1312. And so I think the sponsor would like you to consider the two bills together in the House posture. And the House posture essentially allows local governments to apply for this money and then give the money out as loans to residents within the counties. And those residents could then use the money to do resilient projects on their property. And then there would be the county would be responsible for paying back the fund, but there would be a forgiveness mechanism depending on whether the citizens or the residents of the county are low income or not. So that's the idea of the House amendments.
What? It sounds like a grant program that someone calls a loan and then ends up being a grant. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Great.
But it's a grant from the county, because the county is always going to be on the hook for paying that money back to the fund, is the way I understand it. So the money is going to come back from the fund. It's just whether it gets forgiven between the private
And the county.
resident and the county. The county still pays it back.
So we put $25 million in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a 10-to-1 match or whatever. That the fund supposedly is $250 million when fully funded by the feds.
Correct.
So that money's sitting out there, and the county applies, and they say, give me $10 million of it for my residents to then borrow from us, the county, to and then turn the county forgives the residents' loan and comes up with money to replenish.
Correct.
I'm curious about the replenish part. I didn't realize that had to actually happen.
That was my understanding when I read the fiscal note, was that the county.
I thought this money was going to be straight out.
Forgiven to the county and the.
Well, I didn't even know the county was necessarily on the hook ever. I didn't know the mechanism of how the money was getting out the door to whoever. But I just assumed whoever got it just didn't have to pay it back, that it was a grant. And
Presumably, the counties will be okay with paying it back because they don't have to do this. So it's up to the county would be the one to go to the fund and say, we want to do this program and access the monies. And then the county would be handing the money out to the residents to do the projects.
But it's still, I mean, it's not, the county's still on the hook. Interesting.
Just a question, Mr. Chairman. Is the county required to forgive the loans, or is that up to the county?
It requires a graduated loan forgiveness program that at a minimum provides full loan forgiveness for households between 50% and 80% of the median income for the area in which they live. It provides 50% loan forgiveness for households 80 to 100% of the median income. And then provides additional loan forgiveness percentages for households with
I
income.
guess, so
not
it's
within
graduated required forgiveness, so some people get it, some people don't. It's graduated.
Was this a federal requirement?
No, my sense was that the money's been in this special fund, waiting for the federal programs to come along. The federal programs haven't come along under the Storm Act, so they were looking for additional uses of the money while the federal programs were getting.
So they wanna bring down the 25 million before we get the opportunity to match it?
Yes?
Senator Solly?
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman. It says right here in the fiscal note, which unless it's changed it for some amendments in the House, but the local revenues and expenditures increase to extend local government applied for and receive loans for private property mitigation projects. So it says the revenues and expenditures increase.
Correct. So the loans would flow through the local governments. So presumably those local governments are then going to have to administer the loans. They're
Right.
going to have to do loan paperwork. You're going to have to, I think it attaches to the property that's being benefited by the loan. So the counties are going to take on, assuming the counties want to do this, they would have to take on additional expenses to administer the program.
Coming from
The county's general fund.
general fund, okay. Thank you.
Oh. Oh, sorry, thanks. Senator Eckert.
Thank you very much, yes, and this looks like it's all related to hazard mitigation. So in Dorchester County, if we have a community that's been flooded pretty badly, and/or if we have a dual wastewater treatment system that needs upgrade or something like that, you could pull all of this together and then apply and then deal with each property owner in that. Same thing for down our lower county would be a useful tool. And then determine based on the income level of those individuals who own that property, what the arrangements would be. It's just a lot of work for a local jurisdiction, and I'm not sure. Some counties might have the resources to do this, others may not.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of where my head went, that I wondered, my recollection from previous years was that this was gonna be straight out money for local governments to use without a repayment issue. But if it is what it is there anybody else, any thoughts? I mean, it's certainly better than nothing.
I'd try it. I mean, it's worth trying it,
Yeah.
as long as there's advertising. I mean, as long as there's enough information either
Yep.
through
Yeah, no, I mean, I
VANCO or
think-
MML to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
The underlying is excellent, and maybe we'll see how the implementation really comes about.
Move
But
favorable.
all those in favor?
Aye.
As amended,
As amended on the Senate bill, favorable on the House bill.
correct.
Okay.
Sure.
With it, but how can people find out about this program?
Well, it's going to all start with the county wanting to do the program, because like we discussed, the county's got to have the resources and want to set the program up. So I would assume then if the county's going to apply for the money from the state, the county would then want to advertise the program to its residents.
Okay. Thank you.
Senator Al.
Oh, I didn't.
Just a point, it made me think about it. When all these bills, particularly these House bills, are starting to roll in, and for the most part, everything's going beautifully on the floor. But just know and remember that you are responsible for the cross from the original Senate bill that you defended initially. and just be cognizant of that. And as you're watching things come along, just know that is your responsibility, for what it's worth. But like I said, everything seems to be moving pretty nicely, but just so everybody remembers that, and sort of keeps paying attention on the bills. What I do, actually, when I come in and look at the voting on the calendars, I just run quickly down the side and look for B&T, and just look and see which ones that were my responsibility, or actually, I think about all of them, but just because you just never know. But if you would all do that, that would be great. Okay, 13, lucky 13, House Bill.
House Bill 13, this is a procurement bill. It was not cross-filed. What the bill would do is it would make eligible for debarment from state procurement when there is findings of employment discrimination, either at the state or.
What's debarment?
That you're not allowed to contract with the state.
Okay,
If you've been found to have violated employment discrimination practices under state law or the federal law.
seems reasonable. We know anything about this, Senator Griffith?
The testimony provided was there was an instance where there was a contractor found to have violated the federal law, which has a debarment provision, but there was no corresponding state debarment provision. So this would make it somewhat eligible. It doesn't require it, but.
Favorable.
She just doesn't want to have to do it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I didn't even know what debarment was, so I just want to make sure.
You only knew ask questions, you knew the answers.
Well, that's true. I kind of guessed what it was, but I wasn't sure. I mean, it sounds right. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, Senator Rosenpep, you got it.
Sure. I know what debarment was. I don't know anything else. I know what debarment is.
I knew as well.
I would suggest a different thing.
Yes. Senator?
I was just wondering if discriminatory hiring practices were defined?
Yes, so it's, the reference is, if you go to the bill, page 3, it's referencing Title 20, Subtitle 6 of the state government article, which is the state's discrimination and employment statute. And the standard is that it's a finding made by a court, the decision of the court was final, or there was a finding in an Administrative Procedure Act case, and that was not overturned. And then on page 4 of the bill, it's referencing the federal executive order, which is the federal law that governs the process.
Okay, everybody good? Did I vote? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 69, Delegate Amprey.
Yep, so this is the cross-file to Senate Bill 247. It came in different, this amendment, sorry, you don't have a reprint. So this is the one on making the website language description clear in terms of valuation of stuff. This is the one that you guys amended to add the City of Gaithersburg issue in terms of the process of a locality being notified by SDAT of a decrease in assessments. So the House bill came over without that amendment. My understanding from the House is that they plan, as of yesterday, to move favorable on the Senate bill
Okay, with the amendment.
with the
Okay.
amendment.
Okay.
So, you know, your choice today is if you want to amend this to match and
Yes.
send it out.
I move to do that.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? That's yours, right?
Oh, yeah. Be part of my district.
Okay. Let's go to 186.
House Bill 186 is in the same posture as the Senate cross-file. This was the subtraction modification
Really?
for Centurions. The House also increased it to $100,000. If everybody is still in agreement with the policy of the Senate bill, the House bill does the same exact thing.
All right.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
About that. Oh, I get that one. It would normally be Senator Young, but I'll just move to concur. 389.
House Bill 389, this is an exact match cross-file to Senate Bill 487. This is the bill that was implementing the recommendations from the study regarding the state's MBE program.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Senator Griffith. All right, 399.
399 is a local bill dealing with the Washington Suburban Sanitation Commission. We have local letters from both Prince George's and Montgomery counties. The bill would extend the termination of the WSSC's MBE utilization program by a year to July 1, 2023.
All right, all those in favor? Just, who had that one? No one? Yeah, if you like that. Okay, let's go to 483.
Switch waters here. Okay, House Bill 483 is not a cross-file. What it does is it basically requires, you guys know the homeowner's property tax credit. You've heard a lot of testimony about people maybe not knowing that they're eligible for it. So what this bill does on page 2 is it requires the comptroller. So right now, they're required to identify individuals who may be eligible, you know, because they have the income tax information. This is adding to that notification requirement, people who haven't filed for their income taxes in 3 years, right? Because if you're below a certain level of income, you obviously don't need to file your taxes. So this notification process that's in existing law is kind of missing that group of people. So this bill is attempting to require the comptroller in their notification of eligibility for the homeowner's tax credit to include individuals who have failed to file an income tax return for any of the 3 most recent taxable years.
Move favorable.
Seems reasonable. All those in favor? Okay. Senator Roosevelt?
I'm gonna stop making these motions, Mr. Chairman.
What's that? I know. So I was thinking that.
Yeah. It's historic.
497.
House Bill 497 is an exact match to the Senate bill that's already passed both bodies. This is the vehicle excise tax exemption for active duty
All those
military
in
members.
favor? Opposed? Who had this?
Senator Alfred.
Okay. 522.
522, this was not cross-filed, this is a local bill. It would authorize St. Mary's, when they're doing a tax sale, for the auctioneer costs. It would be the actual cost charged by the auctioneer for each property
Got a
sold.
letter?
We do have a letter from the delegation.
All those in favor? Senator Jackson? 566,
Again, this one is not a cross-file. This one requires the Interagency Commission on School Construction to adopt regulations that would require school systems in their design documents to include waste disposal infrastructure, which is defined as a place for the disposal of trash, recyclables, and food scraps, and a sink for liquid waste.
how can this not possibly be already a requirement?
Well, it requires them to adopt regulations that require it, but
Do they already do it? Not like do they already do it, obviously they don't already do it.
right, there's obviously already no regulation that seeks it. The fiscal note doesn't indicate anything in terms of whether design documents already included. I guess that would have to be on a case-by-case basis to see if they do or not.
I don't think I was here for this hearing, so,
Mr. Chairman,
yeah.
I wasn't happy to speak to it if I don't have to handle it on the floor. Got a deal?
It's a risk.
Got a deal? Got a deal? Got a deal?
There's a risk. Yes, there's a deal.
The essence of it was that she wanted a more organized way to take care of this stuff. And she gave examples of situations where they did, and said that they ought to, as designing buildings, they ought to think about doing this kind of the more modern way. That's the essence of it.
Somebody's gotta like to organize their trash around here.
Exactly, exactly. It's organized trash.
Senator,
Mr. Chairman, I'd be happy to volunteer to take this to the floor. But my understanding was, unless council or staff corrects me, this is prospective, so it wouldn't change any.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's only applicable to new buildings,
Yeah.
even if it's, even moving forward, just a brand-new building, not renovations and things like that.
all's in favor? Senator Zucker, good luck with that. 718. We got a letter on this?
Indeed, we do.
You like this, Senator Alfred? It's yours. All's in favor? You okay over there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 744.
Still working on an amendment on this one, so we can
Okay.
hold that one for now.
Old. 763.
Same, still working on an amendment on that one. That would just be a clarification. This is the Corps' transfer from the DGS workers. Just working on some additional clarifying language to ensure that we just move everybody in who it would only be to their benefit. So I'm working with the system on that to refine that language.
Okay. 791.
House Bill 791 is an exact match cross-file to Senate Bill 723, which already passed the body. This deals with clarifying
Yep.
that certain digital products
All
are.
those in favor? Aye. Actually, I'll get it because I concur,
Yeah.
but, yep. That was yours.
Mr. Chairman, if you, I might, so back on 763, so what did you say about that? Hold? Okay,
Hold,
all right.
yep.
Okay,
Yep.
all right, thank you.
809.
Yep, so, House Bill 809 is a cross-file, to Senate Bill 975, which just passed third reader on the floor. To make it match that bill, that floor amendment that was done on the Senate bill,
Yep.
would add back in the time frame of
Yep.
within 15 business days
Yep.
for this notification.
Perfect. All those in favor? Opposed? All right, I got that one. 1186.
Right, so 1186 is similar to kind of the property tax package that you guys did in terms of, as it came over from the House, this is the credit for either individuals who are 65 and older or who are retired military or surviving spouse or active military. This bill So current law for this one is that for this credit, it limits it to 20% of the value of the property, and it limited the time frame for how long the tax credit could be granted. As you guys passed a similar bill, although not designated as a cross-file to this one, you all struck the limitation on the amount of the property tax credit and the number of years, and instead allowed the local authorities to establish those.
All right.
So
Was this a Jackson bill? Who had this bill? This was one of those 10 bills, right?
it was one of those 10 bills, so yes, Senator Jackson was the floor leader for it. I'm sorry, I thought you were
Okay,
asking for the.
so we're gonna put it in our posture?
That's your choice, yes, that would be, this would be the vehicle to,
Let's put it in our posture.
otherwise it would conflict.
Okay? All's in favor? Opposed? Okay, Senator Jackson, you got that. 1312.
1312, you did as part of SB 814. That was the resilient fund.
Yeah, it's a cross one.
Oh,
Oh, the same one.
House
Yes.
version.
Oh, we
Yes,
already,
yeah.
And we already agreed to vote
posture.
that.
Yeah, it made sense to just do
okay?
them both at the
How
same
about
time.
1400?
Okay, this one was not a cross-file. This one is particular to Morgan State University, just increasing their bonding authority from 88 million to 140 million.
It's got a pretty good sponsor.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? I'll take that. Senator McCray? Oh, wait a minute, hold on. No, this is really this is you.
Take it, I'll take it.
That's education. Okay, Matt, you got that,
House Bill 1179, this is not a cross-file bill, but this is a bill you heard this week. This one, it deals with state lottery tickets and tickets from ITML machines. This would increase the commissions that lottery retailers and people selling lottery products receive from 5.5% to 6%. Currently, it's 6% of the gross receipts of the lottery agent's sales. Currently, it's 5.5%. The bill would increase it to 6%.
okay, so I've reviewed this. I think we can afford another 0.25%. So I would move that we go to 575 on this.
Okay.
All those in favor? Opposed? Okay. What else we got?
I've got some concurrences on Senate bills that have come over from the House. The first bill that I think you would want to take up is Senate Bill 862. This is the bill dealing with the Maryland Transit Administration providing bus service in Baltimore City for public school students and youth workers.
Yep.
The House sent the bill back and struck the 5-year sunset on it, making the services permanent.
Fine. Okay, we'll move to concur. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
All right. And I've got 3 more if you want to keep going here.
Please.
All right. Senate Bill 369 was the income tax, Maryland Earned Income Tax Credit Assistance Program for low-income families. This was going to allow the comptroller to expedite people who didn't apply for the earned income tax and allow them to sort of apply in a expedited manner. The House wanted to start a reporting requirement 1 year earlier than the Senate bill did. So if you're okay with starting the reporting requirement.
Who had this bill?
What was that?
Who took this bill to the floor?
Senator King, she has the crossfile.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, this is Senate Bill 369, sorry.
Senate Bill what?
Senate Bill 369, the House
Okay.
moved
Move to
back.
concur.
Okay. And then you'd also want to, what is it, favorable on House Bill 252, which is the cross-file, same position. And then we have Senate.
So all those in favor? Opposed? Okay.
And we have Senate Bill 477. This is the comptroller's bill about, well, not the comptroller's bill, but this is the bill requiring the comptroller to do private letter rulings. The House added 2 amendments that don't require, that give the comptroller a reason to say no to doing the private letter ruling, and it's basically saying that the comptroller doesn't have to do them if the law is clear, and then also if there's a case that's currently being litigated, they're not gonna get involved with
Yep.
that. So if you're okay with those, you
Sounds
would,
reasonable. Move to concur.
and
Okay,
then,
all's in favor?
and then you would wanna be favorable on House Bill 366, which is the cross-file in your possession.
All's in favor? Opposed?
And then one more for me, and that is Senate Bill 316. This is the sales and use tax for for diapers, and then, I think we're calling them baby accessory products.
Bottle accessory products?
Baby bottle accessory products.
Could you define what that is? What is a
I
baby
think
bottle
they're
accessory
baby
product?
bottles, and then it's really only one accessory product. It's the baby bottle nipple.
Very good.
The House added the same amendment that the House added the same amendment that
That was pretty simple.
the House added the baby wipes and the diaper cream to the list.
All those in favor? I gotta do it. All right, anything else?
That is it for me. Oh, it's split between
So,
two.
we're gonna jam
Remember,
these
we
all out
did-
on the floor, right? Everything we can get out on the floor, right? Great.
As soon as they're processed and ready.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Yep,
Yep,
yep.
yep. Senator Jackson?
Mr. Chairman, I know we, a couple of weeks ago or last week, we talked about, we have another work group that's either meeting or going to meet or not going to meet, the gaming work group.
Oh, correct, yeah. We do have a couple more things that we need to take up in that, but I don't think we're ready to, but we
I'm
can.
fine with that.
But and I had been thinking about it, and I think the bottom line is that we jump right on that first thing next week.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Senator?
Do you have any plan for Monday for the committee?
Do we?
No, but it's probably good to have something.
We wouldn't be, when are they planning on going in?
8 o'clock.
Well, that, I mean, I guess.
Sally said 8 o'clock. The floor-
Evening?
The floor, yeah.
Evening, thing. So what I would suggest is that work group in particular meet on Monday, but beyond that, just, why don't we say, just plan for 6 o'clock here on Monday,
Great,
okay?
perfect.
But it may or may not happen. It may be short, may be long, may be complicated, may be easy,
But it may not be 9 AM on Monday.
but it may not be 9 AM.
On Monday. Okay,
It
that's
will
good.
not be 9 AM,
Okay,
all right?
great.
Anything else?
Yeah, the redistricting committee has a hearing at 2 o'clock on Monday.
That's just Zoom.
No,
It's not
it's in
Zoom?
person.
Really?
It's in
It's in person at the Amos Room.
What is the
wow.
redistricting committee doing now? I thought you had
Says
everything
little,
worked out.
says little bills.
Oh, I see, I see.
That's why I pushed that one this morning.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
We are being so nice as a committee because we're getting all of our House bills out.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing. I'm just hoping the House could have the same courtesy for us. We
We are
have,
getting some back, I mean, these
Yeah.
concurrences are,
yeah,
is coming
we got a
back.
couple, but, I mean, we're, every one of ours, we're like, here you go, baby.
Right.
I hope they do the same thing for us, that's all.
It's always important to be a good person.
And to work with good people.
We'll
Over
work
in
it. We'll see
appropriations
how
and
it
other
gets
things.
going, and
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll have some, assessment after the weekend, and we can start working on that, right? It'd be the work group of one. Senator Roosevelt,
Oh, sorry. Nope.
Senator Jackson?
This question is directed to the chair of the gaming work group. Do you have any idea prior to 6 o'clock, what time we'll be meeting on Monday? For the gaming work group, Monday?
I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? See you on, if someone wants it, they can certainly grab it. We'll see you on the floor.